What's up, guys? This is Chris from Warrior Soul Fitness. I'm getting a lot of questions about the ketogenic diet that I follow, and a lot of people are asking me questions. They're kind of really surprised, one, that I'm having success on the diet. Two, they're really inquisitive about how it works, why it works, and why people are able to build muscle, burn fat, and be athletic on a ketogenic diet. First thing I want to say is that this is really nothing new. A lot of people from the endurance world have been doing ketogenic diets for a while. And in fact, once ketogenic diets were introduced to the triathlon world through a guy named Dr. Maffetone, a lot of records were broken, and people excelled after getting into a ketogenic diet. They actually decreased their levels of injuries because they reduced total body chronic inflammation. And what you were seeing prior to that, and still in a lot of endurance athletes who were following really high carb diets full of whole grains and peanut butter and things like that, was that people didn't have a whole lot of longevity in that sport. Their joints would become achy. A lot of them were having severe gut health issues. And if you're looking for more reference for that, you can check out Ben Greenfield's book, Beyond Training. He gives kind of a whole history behind a lot of the heart problems that triathletes were having, a lot of the health issues that endurance athletes were having. And he goes through his reasoning as to why a low-carb diet is probably a little bit better than, or a lot better than, the high carb diet that you were seeing a lot of endurance athletes use, and some still use today. For bodybuilding, it is almost taboo to be a low carb dieter today. And a lot of people like to say that low carb dieting is popular and that everybody's doing it. But the fact of the matter is, when you go out and you say that you are a ketogenic dieter in the bodybuilding world, people kind of look at you like you have two heads, because everybody says now that you should be eating carbs, that you should have a good amount of carbohydrates in your diet if you want to build muscle, and that if you don't eat carbohydrates, your muscle is going to disappear, your strength is going to disappear. And I'm not saying that high carbohydrate diets are not effective. What I am saying is that this is a different way. It has not been my experience at all that you can't build muscle on a ketogenic diet. I've smashed PRs. I feel like my physique looks a lot better than it did a couple of years ago when I was on a high carb diet. My energy is a lot better. My brain power and my focus is a lot better. I'm going on running 3 different businesses right now. I wake up every day at 4 a.m. I really don't get to bed till after 10, 11 sometimes. And I'm able to thrive. My brain power is great. I'm super productive, and a lot of what people say about this diet is very untrue, especially when it comes to brain energy, strength, and performance and muscle building. But the one thing you have to realize is that if you're going to start this type of diet, you have to be a little bit patient. One, instant results don't come from any diet, whether you're doing a typical bodybuilder diet or if you're doing a ketogenic diet. This is not a magic pill. It's not something that's going to make you magically lean, or that's going to make you, quote unquote, bulletproof. I don't know if I could get in trouble for saying that, but it is something that can help you along if you've been experiencing problems with total body chronic inflammation, or if the typical bodybuilding diet hasn't been working for you. It's just an option, and it's something for you to keep in your toolbox and learn about if you ever need to use it. For myself, the reason why I got into this type of dieting was out of desperation. I was having severe ulcerative colitis flare-ups when I was on the typical bodybuilding diet. And, I was at a point where I was bleeding. I was having, 20 to 30 bloody diarrhea episodes a day. That's a real point of desperation. I mentioned in the last video, there was a time I went to Disneyland and had to use the public restroom, I think about 40 times. And, I really thought that I was going to have to leave all strength sports permanently. And this is something that's given me a gateway to a new life, a gateway to new vitality. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. And that's why I'm trying to tell you guys about it. As far as those of you who want to try this out, my suggestion is that you educate yourselves as much as possible. And I've mentioned Jeff Volek and Stephen Finney's book, The Art and Science of Low Carbohydrate Performance before. That's definitely something you should check out if you're thinking about getting into this type of dieting. Before any diet, you really do need to educate yourself. Even if you're just doing, if it fits your macros, or if you're doing, a bodybuilding diet or a vegan diet, you really do need to educate yourself about how to do all of these different types of protocols if you're looking to be successful. And that's the investment you really have to put in. So I definitely suggest checking out that book. As far as everything else involving the ketogenic diet, if you've got questions for me, just hit me up at gettingshredded@gmail.com. I'm always happy to answer any questions you guys have. And the one thing I can say, as far as social pressure, as I said before, a lot of people will look at you like you have two heads if you're following a low carb diet. And we in the strength bodybuilding / YouTube world, we're all about social pressure here. A lot of you guys out there, I see in the comments on my videos and on other people's videos, you like to hate, and you like to kind of make people question themselves. And there's a lot of people out there who are super confused because there's so many views being thrown at them. And if you bring something up out of the norm, a lot of times people want to hate on you. And it's because people are vampires. People want to turn each other into little clones of themselves. And my biggest piece of advice for you in this and in life is that you need to choose your own path. If you find something that works for you, and it's not affecting anybody else, then go ahead and pursue it. Don't worry about what the fuck anybody else is saying. I get looked at like I have three heads every time I try to explain my diet to somebody. And I don't expect people to get it. But the only reason why I'm telling you guys is because I think it could help you out. So it's Chris Albert, Warrior Soul Fitness. Check out my new website, chrisalbertfitness.com. Also check out warriorsoulfitness.com, putting up great content on both sites. And I love you all, and hope you have a great day. Be safe, train hard.